Formula 1 then, after the first triple header, moves into their second triple header. It's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, the first of two races back-to-back at this wonderful circuit. After this, we head over to Spain in mid-August, that race under doubt due to coronavirus. Then we have a week off before the Belgian Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix and the new Tuscany Grand Prix round out our second triple header. A week off before we head over to Russia, and then new on the calendar. For the first time since 2013, the Nürburgring returns for the Eiffel Grand Prix in Germany. Then we head over to Portugal for the first time since 1996, and a new Grand Prix track at the Circuit of the Algarve for Portimao, and then a two-day event at Imola for the first time since 2006. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 63 points coming into the British Grand Prix. He's 5 clear of Valtteri Bottas. Max Verstappen is in third on 33 points. One victory in the second would give him the championship lead if Hamilton fails to score. It's still really close. Lando Norris holds off 4th place as well. Alexander Albon is 5th. Sergio Perez 6th. Charles Leclerc 7th. Lance Stroll 8th. Carlos Sainz 9th and 10th for Sebastian Vettel. On the second page, Daniel Ricciardo is on 8 points only. He's followed closely by Pierre Gasly in 12th, 13th for Esteban Ocon, Antonio Giovinazzi 14th, followed by Danny Kvyat and Kevin Magnussen on 1 point. And still to score points sees Kimi Raikkonen, Nicholas Latifi, Romain Grosjean and George Russell. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way, 121 points, 66 clear of Aston Martin Red Bull Racing. McLaren holding off Racing Point by a single point, believe it or not, in 3rd and 4th. Ferrari, the midfield team, in 5th, 27 only to their name. Renault are in 6th on 12, 7 for AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo Racing have 2, 1 point only for Haas, and no points on the board yet for Williams in 10th. Hello everybody and welcome to the Grand Review podcast for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. A dramatic weekend with loads of different turning points. Let's get straight into the action and find out what happened on Friday in Free Practice 1. So let's get into the first practice report then for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone up here in our commentary box for this event. And let me tell you something, it was absolutely fantastic to be able to bring you live coverage of the Formula 1 this weekend in the form of Watch Along, which is basically just the commentary box camera on us as we provide you with information around the Formula 1 and reactions to it. It was absolutely fantastic. Yes, FP1 didn't really work, but boy did FP2 work well. Let's go on to the first session though and what happened, and it was Niko Hulkenberg who was the surprise to everybody after Sergio Perez contracted the coronavirus yesterday. It was literally a 24-hour run for Niko Hulkenberg. He was supposed to be racing at the Nürburgring this weekend. He was on a flight to Silverstone, got in 2 a.m. He was in the simulator. He was tested as well this morning, and then of course he had his seat fitting well into the night, and he got in the car with 20 minutes to go before the start of the first practice session. It was hit or miss, really, but Niko Hulkenberg back in Formula 1 on the 27 on the side of that Racing Point for the first time since 2016 when it was back at Force India. Verstappen, though, led the first practice session. He did absolutely brilliantly in the opening session. It was a 1:27.422 in horrific track temperatures. Air temperature was at 29 degrees. The track temperature was already in the high 30s. It was unbelievably hot, and it was due to get hotter going into the afternoon as well. The absence of Sergio Perez, though, was a big news ahead of this race. He was self-isolated. We understand that he went back to Mexico to visit his mother, who was in an accident and was just released from hospital. We wish her a speedy recovery, and we, of course, wish Sergio Perez a speedy recovery, and he would be back soon. He is, we believed, self-isolating at the track in his motorhome, but it's been now revealed has been moved to an apartment near Silverstone as well, so we cross our fingers and hope that he is back soon. It was an interesting session. The red flag did come out as well midway through the session. Antonio Giovinazzi had a spin coming through the Beckett's complex into Chapel before the hangar straight. He broke part of the suspension and ripped up loads of debris down the hangar straight. It brought a 12-minute stoppage to the session in order to recover it all. And going forward as well, Hamilton had a new MG UK fitted this weekend as well in preparations, so he will not take a grid penalty, but it is in his allowance for the season as well. Racing Point, well, they were quick. Lance Stroll went third fastest overall as well, 5 tenths off the pace. Albon was in fourth and Charles Leclerc rounded out the top 5. Sebastian Vettel, though, completed 2 laps, no times on the board, but was kept out of the first practice session with a intercooler issue, which is the water. So they had to strip the entire car down again in order to find the issue, repair it, and send him back out for free practice 2. So he missed the whole running of free practice 1. Renault was interesting. They finished behind Bottas, Ocon 7th, and just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, as it's literally just started raining in my commentary box at the moment. I can just hear it. A summer rain seems to have hit us, and it was hitting Silverstone as well, actually. So it's quite unusual that it started raining. But it was an interesting first session. Let's go see what the results are from FP1. So Max Verstappen tops the first practice session for the British Grand Prix at 1:27.422. Lewis Hamilton is second at 1:27.896. Lance Stroll finishes in third place at 1:28.004. Alexander Albon is fourth on a 1:28.129. Charles Leclerc fifth on a 1:28.221. Valtteri Bottas sixth on a 1:28.519. Esteban Ocon 7th on a 1:28.559. Then it's Daniel Ricciardo 8th on a 1:28.575. Nico Hulkenberg on his return to Formula 1 for Racing Point is in 9th place. A surprising attempt and a brilliant session for him at 1:28.592. Danny Kvyat rounds out the top 10 on a 1:28.868. Pierre Gasly is 11th on a 1:28.909. Carlos Sainz 12th on a 1:28.988. Lando Norris is 13th on a 1:28.990. Then we get Kevin Magnussen in 14th place on a 1:29.532. Romain Grosjean is 15th on a 1:29.576. Kimi Raikkonen 16th on 1:29.746. George Russell 17th on a 1:29.899. Antonio Giovinazzi is 18th on 1:29.925. Nicholas Latifi 19th on 1:30.703. Sebastian Vettel setting no time on the board, but completing 2 laps. A dramatic first opening session. Let's go over to free practice 2 now on Friday afternoon. But still, let's move on and take a look at what happened in free practice number 2. And it surprised everybody as well. We were live once again on YouTube. It was a delight, much better than the first practice session went. And we got a lot of comments in as well. So thank you very much, and a lot of viewers. We're going to be here all weekend to bring you all of the action. Lance Stroll, though, topped the second practice session. Alexander Albon was second, but he had an accident. He was the biggest one of the session. Coming out of Stowe, losing the rear, tried to correct the car, flipped him around 90 degrees and into the barrier backwards, breaking the floor, the rear suspension, the front suspension on the left-hand side, and possibly even damaging the gearbox as well. He's got a lot of work to do before free practice 2 tomorrow. Qualifying runs in full swing as well. It was hot and windy in free practice 2 at Silverstone. So much so we saw a lot of drivers getting caught out at the Maggots Beckett section, going into Chapel and just catching the grass section. But it was hot. Track temperature was up at the air temperature was at 37 degrees. The track temperature was up in the high 50s. It was unbelievably hot here at Silverstone. But it was Stroll topping a 1:27.274. He was the fastest overall. Going further down, Charles Leclerc was 4th fastest behind Bottas. Lewis Hamilton rounded out the top 5. Mercedes seemed to be sandbagging so far here at Silverstone. There's a lot of work to do still for them before qualifying, though. Carlos Sainz was 6th ahead of Niko Hulkenberg. Just 6/10 the gap between him and Stroll. Take a round of applause, Nico Hulkenberg, in a brand new car, brand new situation, first race back. He is 6/10 of a second off the pace. That is just unbelievable. But then again, he's only missed 3 races in the Formula 1 calendar. It's a lot less than you think, but he's missed a lot of driving time, but he's only missed 3 races coming into this weekend at round 4. Rounding out the top 10, Pierre Gasly, excellent 8th session for him, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Raikkonen, and a fine effort as well from Raikkonen in there as well. Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel was down and out back at the back of the track. It was pretty weird actually, because we saw Verstappen was on his hot lap and he came across Grosjean in the Maggots-Beckett's complex, almost had an accident, and Verstappen waving him out of the cockpit. And Grosjean saying, yes, it would be like him to do that. It's very childish over the radio. Vettel, meanwhile, endured a troubled start to the weekend as well. Intercooler problem in free practice 1 and a loose pedals in his pedal box. Something was loose. He wasn't comfortable with the car. Restricted the running in free practice 2 as well. The brake-by-wire system also is now being looked at going forward as well. Latifi finished last over a second off Haas's Kevin Magnussen, who finished in 19th as well. But overall, what a day for Racing Point. They are the fastest team without a doubt here at Silverstone so far. Let's take a look at the times from free practice 2. Surprising everybody in the second practice session here for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, it's Lance Stroll on top on a 1:27.274. Alexander Albon is second, a 1:27.364. Valtteri Bottas third, a 1:27.431. Charles Leclerc fourth fastest, a 1:27.570. Lewis Hamilton in the top 5, a 1:27.581. Drop further down, Carlos Sainz is sixth, a 1:27.820. Niko Hulkenberg brilliantly just 0.6 off the pace and in the top 7, a 1:27.910. Then we get Pierre Gasly in 8th place, a 1:27.997. Daniel Ricciardo is in 9th on a 1:28.112. Kimi Raikkonen rounds out the top 10, a 1:28.159. Lando Norris is 11th on a 1:28.169. Esteban Ocon 12th fastest on a 1:28.219. Antonio Giovinazzi 13th, a 1:28.256. Max Verstappen 14th on a 1:28.390. Danny Kvyat 15th on a 1:28.426. Romain Grosjean 16th, a 1:28.564. George Russell 17th on a 1:28.771. Sebastian Vettel 18th on a 1:28.860. Kevin Magnussen 19th, a 1:28.898. And Nicholas Latifi rounds out the grid, a 1:29.958. He goes into 20th place. Free practice 3 got underway on Saturday morning. The cars were eager to head onto the track. Here's what happened in FP3. A dramatic third practice session then. It started badly for Alexander Albon. He was kept in the garage for most of the session with an ERS issue, which is the energy recovery system, the battery. They managed to replace it as well. They fixed it in time. They would put the floor back on and he managed to get some running, but not a lot, unfortunately, in the third session. Going forward, Bottas, though, leads the way in the final practice session. He's looking quick. Track temperature dropped by 10 degrees, so did the air temperature. From what was high 50s, it's now steady at 30 degrees track temperature with air temperature at 20. So it was a lot easier for the tyres to grip in on the soft compound, and we've got our fastest times of the weekend so far, 1:25.873 from Valtteri Bottas. Lewis Hamilton second place on a for him. Max Verstappen third. Lance Stroll surprising everyone in fourth place. Carlos Sainz went into fifth as well. George Russell bumped down to 16th. Grosjean and Albon improved further up the order as well. Temperatures are there, but the rain is on its way here at Silverstone. There's a lot of water moisture stuck in the atmosphere, so we could see some rain going into qualifying. There was a 60% chance. It's rising up to 70 for qualifying. A wet British Grand Prix qualifying should be fun. Let's keep our fingers crossed for a dry one. It was a pretty uneventful session for everybody else though. A few spins here and there, but everyone was just getting to grips with the track temperature change, and mainly down at the loop, which was causing a few oversteer moments for most of the cars today. Let's take a quick look then at the results from free practice 3. So Valtteri Bottas topped the third practice session on a 1:25.873. Lewis Hamilton was second, a 1:26.011. Max Verstappen third, a 1:26.173. Lance Stroll fourth, a 1:26.576. Carlos Sainz fifth fastest, a 1:26.664. Charles Leclerc sixth on a 1:26.771. Lando Norris seventh, a 1:26.798. Daniel Ricciardo eighth fastest, a 1:26.841. Niko Hulkenberg 9th at 1:26.872, and Pierre Gasly rounds up the top 10 at 1:27.046. Then we get Danny Kvyat in 11th, the 127.076. Esteban Ocon in 12th, the 127.158. Alexander Albon 13th, the 127.178. Sebastian Vettel 14th, the 127.251. Romain Grosjean 15th on a 127.537. Then we get George Russell 16th, the 127.738. Antonio Giovinazzi 17th on the 127.825. Kevin Magnussen 18th, the 127.860. Kimi Raikkonen 19th, the 127.976. And Nicholas Latifi in 20th, the 128.112. Qualifying at Silverstone is always a lottery. Your commentators are Joshua Birch, Megan Birch, and Ian Birch.
Qualifying 1.
And the green light is on, and the first part of qualifying is underway for the 2020 British Grand Prix. 18 minutes ahead of us, and all 20 cars will venture onto the track in order to try and gain a lap time. At the end of this session, we will lose the slowest 5 drivers. And Megan, there's a man who hasn't been qualifying for 3 races, but 8 months apart. Nico Hulkenberg back in Formula 1. He's acclimatised himself better now to that racing point. Do you think he could get through to qualifying 3 and be in the top 10?
I really hope so, because then it'll just prove that he can't lose it.
No, you can't lose it, can you? He's too young to lose it anyway. We're trying telling Fernando Alonso that. Carlos Sainz then strapped into that McLaren. His last British Grand Prix as a McLaren driver. Next year, he will be with the Scuderia. Max Verstappen getting ready to go out onto the track. He's not in a hurry at the moment. Final bit of polishing going on in that matte livery of the Red Bull. His teammate Alexander Albon, though, had an ERS issue earlier on in free practice 3. It has been repaired, but it lost him a lot of track time. And crucially, Megan, Alex Albon only got a number of laps in race runs and qualifying runs yesterday when the track temperature was 10 degrees higher. So it's now 20-degree track temperature. It's going to be an awful big change for him to try and acclimatise in a session where one mistake, you're out. 2 minutes to go then in the first part of qualifying for the 2020 British Grand Prix. We have got everybody from below Lance Stroll heading out onto the tracks. That's interesting, Megan. The top 5 deciding that their lap times aren't good enough for going back out. But we've got Bottas, Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton's coming back out. Well, this is interesting. They're all heading out onto the track. It's
probably just like, I want to be in first.
Track temperature at 39 degrees. It's rising to more than it was this morning. So I don't know why they want to head out onto the track.
What was it this morning?
Track temperature this morning was 30 degrees, with air temperature at 20. So
Cooler than yesterday.
Yeah, but it was, because the track temperature yesterday was at 53 degrees. But so it's decreased dramatically. But in terms of session to session, the track temperature has risen in between.
Speaking of, I didn't feel hot in this commentary box at all yesterday, and yet you did.
I'm feeling hot near the commentary box now. Are you doing any better?
I feel a breeze coming through.
Oh, well, you're closer to the door than me, and I've got a light straight in front of me.
You stand there.
And you've just knocked off your mic shield. So if I point that over, Megan will fix her headset, and I'll start commentating still. Raikkonen is on a lap time. He's looking a bit quicker. Megan, he's 17th at the moment. Alfa Romeo haven't exactly had a good result of getting through to qualifying. Do you think they can get through to Q2? No. Dad at race control.
Well, did you notice that they have turned the adverts on around the track?
They have.
I don't know
screens.
if they have if the big screens are on for the drivers. As the drivers requested, we've got pretty off.
It's Nicholas Latifi. He's spun, and that looks to be at Luffield at the exit. And it is at Luffield.
Gardner's going to
And he's gone backwards. That's going to compromise everyone behind him. There's quite a number as well.
Yellow flag.
The checkered flag is coming out. It's clear in Sector 8, so it was at Luffield. Raikkonen doesn't improve. He stays 17th, and he's backed off. So Raikkonen is eliminated from qualifying. Green flag. The session's underway. Here comes Giovinazzi then. Into the last 2 corners. And he has got going. Checkered flag is now out. Giovinazzi, the first one to meet it across the line. He's out of qualifying. Both of the Alfa Romeos eliminated. Giovinazzi 16th. Gasly confirms in 4th place as well. Here comes Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. Can he do anything at all to displace George Russell? Hulkenberg brilliantly goes 4th, a 1:26.327. He's improving up the way. Grosjean's eliminated. Is Magnussen? Yes! Both Haas cars eliminated. And we know Raikkonen's already backed off. I don't think Latifi can improve at all. But George Russell, for the 3rd race running, comes across the line and puts in a stellar time to go 9th. A 1:26.732. And Sainz goes into 9th place. Grosjean is out. Raikkonen's eliminated. Vettel improves up to 6th place, a 1:26.469. But Latifi out. But for the 3rd race running, in such mixed conditions, George Russell does get through to qualifying. 2. There goes Ricciardo. He goes 10th fastest. Kvyat goes 13th, Norris in 14th, Ocon will be safe in 15th. Raikkonen has definitely backed off. Ocon goes 7th though. McLaren with work to do for Lando Norris to get him through, but a stellar lap time. Stroll's gone into 4th as well. He's the last one across it, but for the 3rd race running, it is going to be a Williams in Q2 with George Russell. He did it in the wet interior. He's done it in the mixed conditions in Budapest 2 weeks ago. And this week, he's done a brilliant job while his teammate Nicholas Latifi spins at the exit of Luffield and into the gravel trap, spoiling his lap. Eliminated from the first part of qualifying is Kevin Magnussen for Haas, Antonio Giovinazzi for Alfa Romeo, Kimi Raikkonen for Alfa Romeo, Romain Grosjean for Haas, and Williams have lost Nicholas Latifi. But the big story is that George Russell, once again, is through to the next part of qualifying. Incident involving car 3, Russell under investigation, failing to slow under yellow flags.
We don't want the stupid situation we had with Jensen years ago.
Yeah.
Where he could be chucked out of Q2.
Okay, let's have a look. Where is he? This is Russell. Oh, no, he's gone. Look, he's on the track there. There's a green flag. No, I think that's fine. We've just seen a replay of George Russell coming through the Brooklands Luffield section towards Woodcote. There's a green flag clearly indicated on the right-hand side of the picture as Nicholas Latifi's teammate is coming back onto the track and he is safely at a distance.
Qualifying 2.
And the green light is on, and the second part of qualifying is underway for the 2020 British Grand Prix. 15 minutes and 15 drivers will head out onto the track. Once again, at the end of this session, we will lose the slowest 5 drivers. Air temperature at 22 degrees, track temperature at 37 degrees, humidity at 56%. If you're in America or use the Fahrenheit system, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 99-degree track temperature of Fahrenheit as well. In this session, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Ocon, Vettel, Leclerc, Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Russell, Kvyat and Lando Norris all going forward. Out of the qualifying is Kevin Magnussen, Antonio Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, Romain Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi. Hamilton's had a little moment. Oh, Hamilton's in the gravel. Hamilton spun. Hamilton is facing the wrong way at the exit of Luffield and he's destroyed the medium compound tyre. He's got too much power coming the exit of Luffield and he's spun the car around 360, damaging the medium compound tyres. I don't think he's got many of them left to go forward. 3 sets you're allowed of mediums, and right now he's used one. He's used one, so he's got 1 left. So Hamilton has got to start the race on a set of softs, but he's going for it again, Megan.
What is wrong with him in that car?
I know.
Track today.
Very bizarre. As we come through the gravel trap now, Hamilton goes through his own accident. We got a red flag.
What now?
We've got a red flag here at Silverstone in qualifying 2. The clock stops. That's important, Megan.
Look, Hamilton's in the elimination zone right
Hamilton is in the elimination zone. You're correct. And it's a red flag for the gravel on the track at the exit of Luffield. So the session has been stopped. Dad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. The red flag is because of all the gravel that is on the track at Luffield.
So, here we go. The green light is on and the session has restarted here at Silverstone. 8 minutes and 51 seconds remain. With 2 minutes to go of the session, all 15 drivers are out on the track and starting their lap times out together.
It's going to be like a car crash.
Well, let's hope we don't get one, to be fair. It's going to be conga here at Silverstone for the second session. 1 minute, 20 seconds left of the running order as well. So, who is going to be my tip to get through? I'm looking at Hulkenberg, but Albon's in 10th place as well. He could put a struggle up as well. Thinking prediction, Megan, that Ocon might not make it, might just be right. He is right there if everybody else nails their lap time.
I am usually a curse for drivers.
And of course, if a yellow flag comes out, their lap times will be void as well. So this is going to be a real issue to have a look. It's the same rule as MotoGP have got. Yellow flag comes out, your lap will be investigated as well. So this is going to be dramatic. Stroll is 1 point James Bond off. That's 1.007 away at the moment as he comes into Stowe corner. 40 seconds left. He will get another lap, as will Vettel and Hulkenberg, but only just. It takes 1:27 to get around this lap, and they might be the only cars to get another one. So the first battle of laps then. Big oversteer moment of the exit of the Vale chicane for Stroll. Doesn't improve, stays P9 and backs out of it. Stroll might be in the elimination zone here. Vettel doesn't improve, stays 8th. Can't go again. Don't think that was Bottas either getting well. Hulkenberg into Q2, but immediately gets eliminated because he's dropped down to 11th. He was 10th, and now he's been put out by Danny Ricciardo going P7. Ocon stays 5th. Gasly goes 11th. He's eliminated. The checkered flag is out. Everybody's times now count. Sainz goes 4th. Best of the rest so far. Looking good. Albon improving, Russell improving, Albon goes 12th for the second week running. He's eliminated. George Russell starts 14th. He's eliminated. Kvyat hasn't set a time, but he's going quick in the middle two sectors. Norris goes into 8th place. He stays where he is. He gets his elimination run. But the big news is that Albon is eliminated, as is Hulkenberg. That's a shocker. And Kvyat is going to complete the lap time. Kvyat crosses the line. And Kvyat goes 14th, ahead of George Russell. So Russell starts in 15th. Russell now starts 15th on the grid. Kvyat 14th as the timing graphics improve. Hulkenberg starts 13th on his return to Formula One, eliminated from qualifying. Pierre Gasly, who doesn't have a 5-place grid penalty. Alexander Albon starts 12th for Red Bull. Disastrous qualifying for him. The car hasn't looked stable all weekend. Then it's Hulkenberg on his return to Formula One in 13th. That's still an amazing job considering he hasn't driven this car before. 15th for Danny Kvyat. He has a 5-place grid penalty. He will start last, so that promotes George Russell, currently qualified in 15th, to start 14th on the grid. Through to the next part of qualifying is Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, Danny Ricciardo, Lando Norris, Sebastian Vettel, and Lance Stroll.
Qualifying 3.
And the green light is on, and the third and final part of qualifying is underway here at the British Grand Prix. 60 seconds left here in qualifying. We have our last laps on the board now. Stroll, 2/10 off. Well, he's not going to improve from 4th place, is he? I think we've pretty much seen the grid now for the top 10. And I think it's going to be a battle between the two Mercedes that are going to give us the results for qualifying. What do you think, Megan?
Probably. I kind of hope for Bottas because I like how he's been in control of this session.
We will go off air straight after the end of this session due to timing frames, but a quick reminder, we are on tomorrow live for the race as well. So join us there. 2 o'clock UK time, we will go live. And the race starts at 2:10. Stroll, though, with 20 seconds left, just cut the grass coming into the hangar straight at Chapel. And I think it hasn't just lost the front wing much, but it should be quite good. I think Dad's wanting something. Dad?
No.
All right. That felt like a little bit of a Sky News bit there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the checkered flag is out. Lance Stroll is the first to meet it. Is it going to be any improvement on 4th place? No! Stroll stays in 4th. Ricciardo just behind in 10th. Rockets up to 5th. 1:26.009. Great lap for him. Esteban Ocon, his teammate, just behind, goes P7 on 1:26.209. Carlos Sainz comes across the line of the club. He now goes 5th. Second row for McLaren on 1:25. And Norris 4th. Stellar lap. 1:25.782. Here comes Charles Leclerc to the line. 8th at the moment. He now goes 3rd. 1:25.427. The track improving all the time. Sebastian Vettel goes 9th. And it's a race for pole position. Bottas has had a poor second sector. Hamilton crosses the line. Goes faster by 3/10 on 1:24.303. Bottas, can he improve across the line? No! It's a new track record for Lewis Hamilton. We'll wait for Max Verstappen. He goes 3rd. It's Lewis Hamilton on pole position for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. He's the 7th pole goes for his 7th race victory. Wow! Here's the grid then for the British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton starts on pole position. Alongside him is Valtteri Bottas. Red Bull have 3rd place with Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc starts in 4th place. Lando Norris 5th. Lance Stroll 6th. Carlos Sainz 7th. Danny Ricciardo 8th. Esteban Ocon 9th. And Sebastian Vettel rounds out the 5th row in 10th. Then it's followed by Pierre Gasly, Alexander Albon, Niko Hulkenberg and Danny Kvyat. Hulkenberg not taking the start though, so he will be dropping down the order. Russell, Magnussen 15th and 16th, Giovinazzi 17th, Raikkonen 18th, Grosjean 19th and Nicholas Latifi in 20th. It's the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Your commentators Joshua Birch, Megan Birch and Ian Birch.
Round 4, the British Grand Prix.
The crescendo is about to rise. Stand up and enjoy. Salute the heroes. As the green flag is on, the lights are on. 3 lights, 4, 5. The British Grand Prix is go. Action at Silverstone. Great start from Hamilton, but Bottas has the inside line. Down towards turn 1. And it's side by side. And the two McLarens are side by side. They've jumped up the order. Hamilton leads the way. Look at Lance Stroll. Right at the inside. Bottas locks up. Hamilton leads the way. We've got Verstappen sideways as he's trying to battle with Charles Leclerc down towards Aintree and the Wellington Straight for the first time. Great start from Hamilton. Now we see the battle. Cars left and right. The AlphaTauri going as now look at this. Verstappen under pressure as right round the outside into Brooklands. Leclerc tries to move, runs them late. Lando Norris goes wide. We've got Ocon right now battling as well. Ricciardo in the mix with the Red Bull with the Racing Point and the McLaren trying to look of Carlos Sainz to get past the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc down towards Cobb's corner, and now Vettel's dropping like a stone. He's been swamped. Leclerc keeps ahead of Sainz, Norris ahead, and now it's all a bit of a battle through Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. Now swooping into Chapel and the Hanger Straight. No DRS for the opening 3 laps, but a brilliant start from Lewis Hamilton. Controlled the way and leads the way at Silverstone as we've got clear cars further back. The AlphaTauri there, and that is Kvyat trying to get past Grosjean. Magnussen under pressure from the other AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly. Great start, Megan.
It was a great start, and I noticed how there was a bit of a battle between Norris and Leclerc and Sainz for battle for 4th, which... Oh!
We've got a yellow flag somewhere on the track. We can't see it at the moment, but I think it's down to the Vale chicane, and I can't see who's come across the line. I think it's Kevin Magnussen who has dropped. Magnussen stopped. Magnussen's in the wall, and we've got a tyre off. There's no damage to the front of the car, but a big suspension failure for Kevin Magnussen coming out of the last corner of Club, and he has gone off the track. Dad, what's happened? Safety cars deployed. Dad, he's made contact with Albon. Coming into Club corner, takes the line. Oh, well, that's give or take, Dad. What do you think of that one?
I'm just looking at it again. It's just one of those things. He gave him a lot of... It's one of them should... The Haas should have come out of the throttle there Magnussen. Because of the fact that I think it's Magnussen, isn't it?
Yes, it's Magnussen, and it's Albon who's hit him on the inside.
I'm interested to find out how he lost his wheel.
I think he hit the wall in the wrong angle, and the rear suspension just flew off.
Sliding across there.
So Albon goes to the inside.
With his wheel off, I was expecting 2 cars in there.
I thought I saw 2. Yeah.
Albon seems to have kept going.
Safety car is deployed here at Silverstone, keeping up the percentage of it. Oh, it's the front. Yeah. It's the front wheel of Magnussen that's off. Go on, Dad.
Yeah. Albon, how come he dropped so far as he's in front of a Haas or at the side of a Haas car?
Albon,
definitely that was not to do with the collision because the collision was on the right-hand side.
And it's the left that's got the damage.
We still haven't seen actually how he lost that wheel in none of the replays.
The safety car is coming in this lap then. Lewis Hamilton will control the field. No overtaking until the start-finish line. line. Away we go. The green flag is out, but remember, we have to do it again. So it's action at Silverstone once again here as the race gets restarted. Hamilton leads the way. Bottas is second. Verstappen third. Then we get Leclerc further back. The two McLarens want to make a move. Sainz is looking at the back of Leclerc, and Ricciardo's got Norris all over the back of him. Norris is looking extremely under pressure from the racing point of Lance Stroll as we come into turn 3 at Village. Everyone there smooth as silk on the restart on a smooth as silk racetrack. Pulling down now towards Aintree and the Wellington Straight. Hamilton has got a 7/10 advantage, but Bottas is staying with him. And there goes the racing point now, pulling out to the back. That is, of course, the only racing point in the field. Lance Stroll getting passed by Esteban Ocon, but just holding back. Ocon got ahead, but now it's back up on the inside. Brilliant move. We've got a yellow, and someone's in the wall. Someone's in the wall big time. It's Danny Kvyat, and he has absolutely flown off the track. He's broken the rear suspension. The safety car is out, and he's gone into a concrete part of the track, and with just Armco barriers, he's lost it at the exit of Beckett's and Maggots and Beckett's, and that is a big accident, and that might actually stop the race if he's damaged the tyre wall.
That's why I call that corner the butcher corner, because if you go wrong, you're butchered.
Absolutely right. So, and everyone's coming into the pit lane. Ricciardo, Norris, Ocon, Vettel, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Russell coming in. I think Grosjean's the only one continuing. It's mayhem down there. Renault double stacking, going on to the hard tyres. And then we've got Gasly coming in as well. And we've got Ferrari making sticker strategy. Yes, hard's going on for them. Just coming out ahead of the Renault. He's kept track position. And brilliant to see that Danny Kvyat has got out of the car and he is okay. That's great news.
Wheel, it's destroyed.
Dad, want to bring you in a race control? This looks like a puncture. I'm thinking.
Rather than a puncture, I think he's got that left rear wheel on the things. Here's a replay.
Coming into Maggots. Oh, yeah, puncture.
Left rear wheel on the.
This might stop.
Left rear wheel on the bumps and on the artificial grass.
And the rear tyre, let's go. We're on board now. So he comes down towards Maggots, turns the car towards the left, hits the rumble strips. The car immediately lets go. It was a puncture, and he has hit, luckily, I believe, part of the Armco barrier, but I think he hit the Tech Pro first. It's a big accident. He did. He hit the Tech Pro first, then he hit the Armco, and it is a nasty accident. It's one of the fastest segments in Britain, and miracle to see he is getting out of the car and he is okay. But the question now is that Armco barrier damaged? We could see a stoppage, but you're right, Megan, we're 13 laps into this race. We've just had our second safety car.
I just said that as well.
Yeah, you did. Commentator's curse.
I am a curse for Formula 1. I don't know what it is about me.
It's such a shame though, as Lewis Hamilton pits for the first time. I think Bottas is coming in as well. They are going to double stack the two Mercedes. This is working brilliantly for Lewis Hamilton, because he now goes on to the hard compound tyre, but Bottas is now stuck on it. So that neutralises the advantage that Bottas would have had to Hamilton in the second half of the race with him putting the mediums on. So this has worked brilliantly for Lewis Hamilton. He's now back on the same strategy as his teammate, as Ferrari make a pit stop for Charles Leclerc, and for once it's the hards. They've only got one set, so they're brand new. We know Leclerc prefers used. Dad, race control. Racing point in as well.
Yeah, interesting there that all the top 7 or 8 actually stayed out and went another lap rather than be involved in that melee of cars from the midfield that came in straight away.
But a puncture for Kvyat put him off the track. That's going to play on everybody's minds as we get this race restarted for the third time today. Lewis Hamilton controls the field. No overtaking until the start-finish line. And the green flags are out. The British Grand Prix is go again. And Hamilton leads the way from Bottas, from Verstappen, Leclerc. And then look at Grosjean. He's right up behind Leclerc. As Dad said, he's on those tyres still. Not in the pit stop window for him. So those tyres are going to be fresh compared to everyone else's hard compound. Right round the outside. That's Lando Norris trying to get through on Ricciardo. There's a lock-up at the back of of the picture. Norris tries to go 3 abreast as his teammate Carlos Sainz has a slow exit out of the loop and down the Wellington Straight. Leclerc going for a move, has to back out of it as Grosjean's under pressure. Vettel pulls to the outside. Ricciardo tries now to get through and forces him wide as Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris sends it round the outside and makes the move stick brilliantly round the outside of Luffield. But now Lando's on a charge. He's trying to get past his teammate Carlos Sainz, coming into Cobb's corner. He's on the outside. Give him space, and he's off the track. Lando's off the track. Got sent wide. Loads the understeer. Keeps it back on. Doesn't lose his position back to Ricciardo. But cheeky from the McLaren drivers there, Megan.
Oh, there's a time penalty for Alexander Albon for 5 seconds.
That was for the incident with Kevin Magnussen. That put Magnussen out of the race, yes, causing a collision. So that puts pay to his afternoon finally. Gasly's past Vettel for 10th, and they're side by side this time. Gasly's trying to go right round the outside. His Stowe's got the inside coming into the Vale chicane. He does get ahead, and again, Vettel drops down out of the points to 11th. Gasly, with that new gearbox after the fire in Hungary, he's on fire this time. Oh, it's Kimi Raikkonen with a broken front wing.
Is that why he's been let in?
Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen. Day goes from bad to worse. The front half on his front left has disappeared.
How did he do that?
It is very unusual, isn't it? It's a clean break as well, and it hasn't gone underneath the car, but it's spewed off the front left part of the front wing. It's just offline, I think, in the exit of Beckett's. Let's have a look.
How?
Oh, he's already broke it, look, coming through Stowe, and it rips off, coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Yeah, and it destroys the tyre as well.
How did you break it?
There's debris now at the fastest part of the track. They might throw a safety car for that one. Yeah, it's just been deposited at the exit of Beckett's. I don't know. I think it's a failure, to be fair. But we have gone green. No sign of a safety car. Raikkonen's in the pits to change the tyre and to change the wing. Meantime, Stroll tries that aggressive move again in defending Pierre Gasly for 10th place. And Gasly's on a charge down in towards the Vale chicane, pulls to the outside line, but Stroll locks up. Crucially, that's going to give the advantage to Gasly.
It actually worked out for him.
Coming into Cobbs, yes, it did. And now side by side down towards Abbey. And look at this, Stroll's having to defend. Gasly's going to throw it up the inside in turn 1 of Abbey, and a brilliant move, and up into 9th place goes Pierre Gasly, with Lance Stroll falling down the order quickly.
Over the last few weeks, we've had a lot of complaints about the pink Mercedes and its air ducts and things like that. Today, they don't seem to have the pace. One didn't start, the other one is clearly struggling.
Sorry, it's Valtteri Bottas! Valtteri Bottas has got a puncture, and any chance of a Mercedes 1-2 has been blown out now. A front left to failure. We said he had tyre issue. I said he was 5 laps away from blowing, but it's blown. Valtteri Bottas is out. Mercedes will not score double. Albon now gets ahead of Vettel. He was in striking distance, and now that promotes Leclerc onto the podium as well. Albon's gone through on Vettel for 11th place, and he's after Stroll for a point, but Valtteri Bottas was limping home with a shredded front left tyre, and he is out on the British Grand Prix, and he is shedding debris left, right and centre. Is it Lewis Hamilton as well? No, it's Bottas for sure.
Gonna say.
The timing graphic is saying no, it is definitely Bottas. It's not Hamilton. It's not. It is Bottas. And now it's ripped up, and his championship hopes go from bad to worse because
he needs to stop somewhere now.
Unbelievable. He's going to get the black and orange flag to come in. Dad, unbelievable turn of events here at Silverstone.
Yeah, that's not Lewis.
No, it's definitely Bottas.
It's definitely Bottas.
Given the fact it's 77, I think it is.
The tyre graphics and the graphics are saying Hamilton. I can assure you it's not. And a brilliant call from Red Bull. They've brought in Verstappen to pit him because, as you said, Megan, he's got that 30-second gap to Leclerc. So he's putting on those soft compound tyres, brand new he had, and he's going for the fastest lap to get a bonus point. Brilliant strategy to do that because he's got such a big gap to Leclerc, who, as we've just said, had an impressive day. Yes, Megan, he's 30 seconds back, but he's going to win the race on the podium as Valtteri Bottas comes in and Charles Leclerc goes up, and Bottas will be lucky to be in the top 10. Watch out if Albon gets the top 10 spot. Dad!
Yeah, they're changing the tyre to get Valtteri out. Hopefully no other damage. But will Lewis come in for a free pit stop now?
I think his next time will be 1 lap to go. I think he's got to risk it. Albon's into 10th place. Alexander Albon started in 14th place, got a penalty, had to pit again 3 times. He's now to 10th place with the fastest lap, which means he'll get a point for finishing 10th and a point for the fastest lap. That's absolutely brilliant. As we see Bottas now on a set of reds, but he's outside the top 10. He won't get any points. It's the last lap of the British Grand Prix of 2020. Everything has exploded, and now Lewis Hamilton, as Dad said just a second ago, he's going to have to go slow to maintain it. He's got 33 seconds. He's going to have to go slow, and Albon's going for 9th at Cops Corner, and he makes the move on Stroll. Brilliant move on the inside. Albon is unstoppable as Ricciardo gets 4th and another puncture. It's Carlos Sainz blown front left as well. They move into a softer compound next weekend.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's a broken front as well. So 3 punctures in one race. It looks like we've owned 2013 all over again. Sainz dives into the pit lane. Sparks flying off the McLaren left and right. Ricciardo on to 4th, Norris to 5th, and that promotes Albon up. And Lewis Hamilton! Hamilton with a puncture! The race leader with a puncture on the closing lap of the race!
Just keep going. Just keep going.
It's the front left! It's the front left!
Who is it we're outside today? Just keep going.
Verstappen's gonna win! Verstappen's gonna win the British Grand Prix! And Norris is gonna be on the podium! Unbelievable! Verstappen's pitted! It's cars! That's what it is! It's cars! The tyre's blown! And Lewis Hamilton is limping home with Max Verstappen closing down! Dad, what is happening? This is unbelievable! Sainz in the pit lane! Can he do it? This is so close! 18 seconds! This is the craziest finish to a Grand Prix! Come on, Lewis! The whole of Britain is willing you on! Verstappen is going for it! I think he might do it! I think he might do it! We had a crazy end to the race in Formula 3, but Lewis Hamilton, with a broken front tyre, takes his 7th win and wins the British Grand Prix with 3 wheels on his wagon. Verstappen is 2nd. What a crazy end to the British Grand Prix. Hamilton, 3 wheels on his wagon, wins for the 7th time at Silverstone. Verstappen is 2nd, and Leclerc is 3rd, with Ricciardo 4th. Norris will come home in 5th. Bottas versus Vettel now for points as well, as Vettel's into 10th. Bottas sends it up the inside. Vettel is going to defend everything for points. Albon finishes 8th and gets 3 points. And Vettel gets the last point from Bottas, bringing the most bizarre finish to a Formula 1 race I have ever seen in my entire life. Hamilton nurses a puncture around half a lap and takes victory at the British Grand Prix. That is amazing and bizarre.
Next race, 70th anniversary.
A brilliant race. Winning the race with 3 wheels on his wagon, Lewis Hamilton takes full points here at Silverstone. Max Verstappen 2nd. He now moves up into the championship order. Charles Leclerc gets a surprising podium in 3rd place. Ricciardo is 4th. Great race for him and Renault. Norris 5th for McLaren. Back to point scoring positions for Lando after a tricky race in Hungary. Ocon does brilliantly in 6th place. Gasly 7th, followed by Albon, Stroll and Vettel rounding out the points. Bottas 11th, followed by Russell, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Grosjean and Raikkonen retiring. Out of the race was Kvyat, Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Formula 1 stays where it is for the 70th anniversary Grand Prix coming your way next week from Silverstone. Bye for now.